Hey folks, this is Tony Phelps with Back to Nature and Bushcraft. I've been tagged in by Adam Frye to do this thing about bushcraft, to give our 5 tips, our favorite, our best 5 tips for the youngsters or the newcomers just getting started out. And I've given it a little thought over the last day or so, and I just jotted down some things in my journal, and I'll share with you my thoughts on it. Number one for me is understanding what bushcraft is really, what it actually is, and what you want from it. This bushcraft thing, it's really taken off, and it's but for some of us, it's a mindset or an attitude that it's something that you go out and you develop it, and you develop the skills and of making things out in nature, and to be, whether it be tools or shelter or just something to make it more comfortable when you're camping, for example. But it's an attitude about the way they did things years ago, many years ago. Number 2, partner up. If you go out with someone else that has a little more skills maybe than you do, even if they're just starting out, it's safer. It's, you got somebody to critique each other. It's good to have some mentorship there that that kind of helps pull you along. Not only learning the skills, but keeping you interested in it, and so you don't give up. So partner up with someone. Read a lot of books, bushcraft books. There's a bunch of them out there. A lot of different folks. There's some YouTube channels. Not all of them, but some of them are pretty good with information. There's some people that, of course, that make the videos and they've never been out in the bush, so they don't have a clue. But so just be careful what you read and what you watch. But you can take some of that, take the good, apply it to what you're doing, and discard the bad, I guess is the best way to put that. Number 3, practice. Practice. Well, and practice on your level, because where you're at maybe is not where I'm at now, because I've been doing it many years. But you know what? I still got to practice. I don't know of anyone out there that's in bushcraft or a survivalist or whatever you want to call it. We're always practicing. Every time we go out, it's a little bit different. Study nature. Study all the animals and the plants, and you'd be surprised what you can learn from the animals and their habits. We're not that much different, except they got it figured out. We've become domesticated and spoiled, if you will, and so we're used to everything being easy. Nothing wrong with that. So when you're first starting out, be comfortable in the situation you're in. In other words, I have a lot of people come to me and say, we want to go out and live for a week and not have anything but a pocket knife. Well, a lot of those people have quit, because it ain't an easy thing to do. Hunger is real. Being cold is real. So be comfortable in what you're doing. when you're first starting out, practice in a situation to where if something goes wrong, you're able to get back into a secure situation. So, but practice. So, because what happens is you're building confidence, and when you practice and as your confidence level raises, you'll want to test yourself more. It's just the way it is with this kind of mindset. The more confident you become, the more you want to test yourself. And just remember, a little tip here is that each failure of whatever it is you're doing, whether it's friction fire or whatever it is, each failure equates to experience. And experience, experience with repetition equates to success. So make your little journal, write down all the different things. Write down what you failed at and what you did to make it successful. Write all these things down, because a lot of this stuff you'll forget, and it gives you something that you can refer back to. I keep a little journal, and I go back and read it from time to time, and it makes you feel pretty good, because as you went along, you realize that, hey, you may have struggles with certain things, but as you keep practicing, you get better at it and better at it and better at it. So, yeah. So practice. Number 4, assess what you've learned as you're going through this journey. Each time you go out, sit down and think about it and assess what you've learned, and critique yourself a little bit. How could I have done this a little bit better? Or what could I have done that I didn't get so cold last night? Or so on and so on and so on. What it does is it helps you to set a standard for you and what it takes for you to survive. Number 5, and maybe this is the most important one for me, probably should have put it first, but share the knowledge. Everybody can use a mentor. I remember when I first started out, many years ago, there wasn't a lot of people in our area that, we didn't even hear the term bushcraft. When some of my folk, my family and friends, it was just a way of life. That's how they lived. Struggle was very common, and so, as people learned how to do the things, they shared that knowledge, and that's how we all got by. And I want to say, share the knowledge, especially with these youngsters that's out there trying to come on. I know everybody wants to make a buck. I get that, but the thing about it is a lot of these youngsters, they can't afford it. And when you're teaching them this kind of stuff, and you see their eyes light up and that big smile on their face first time they get a friction fire, for example, that's a pretty good reward. And also, and another tip, it keeps you sharp. When you're sharing and teaching this knowledge, it keeps you sharp, because I promise you, they're going to ask you questions. And when you give an answer, you better think about it and think about what you're saying, because they're going to check up on you. Make sure you're telling them the truth. And so it keeps you sharp. Also, it builds a community of like-minded people. And so, and that's what we want to do is I know I've been giving it to the youth for many years, that I've been giving back and teaching the youth, and I love it. And so now when I see them as they've grown up, and I hear them say, hey, I remember the first time you taught me how to build a friction fire, or build a shelter, or what plants I could use for medicine. That's a pretty good reward. I don't think money can buy that. So, yeah, get out there and share the knowledge, and and let's keep this going. But that's my 5 tips. I guess I'd like to tag a few folks to maybe to share as well their tips, because everybody has their own personal tips and for beginners, and it's good for all of us. But I'd like to nominate Ed Moreland. I think we'll need some ladies too. Heather Baird. Let's see. Ryan Gill. And let's see, who else? Todd Walker. So, yeah, I hope they help.